It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. A first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Gun. Express! Check pass. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. Zoom.
To throw is Newton. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Mike 58 right there. Hey, keep it up.
On first down, it's Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Look at me. Zipper.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 39-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6.
Hey, come on now. Clear.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Coming to you. Check 50. Check 50.
Throwing is Lewis. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Come on, check. 90, Wolf. Bravo. Mike 5'9",
Lewis throwing on first down. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
59 mark, 59 mark. Check, 59. Pick me up. Here we go. Slam. Kill.
Go. To throw is Lewis. Operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Go. Move. Shoot.
Lewis now. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Returnable here from the 38. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense, they've got it set up on the silver platter. 1st and goal inside the 10. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. They'll try and run forward with Barkley. And he's going to ball his way in for a Panther score. Saquon Barkley, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Go.
Now Cohen. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now Lewis. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10.
Big series right here. We got a smoke. Check. 59. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Here we go. Check 59, Mike. Hey, Alpha. Mike to 59. Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, ready.
Throwing again. Lewis gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Mike, check. 59. Come off the ball, hard.
Here's Lewis on 3rd down. Able to find Shaheen, the tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 43.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back in Chicago, ready for the 2nd quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Hey, Charlie. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Come. Defense, our time. It's our time. Mike's 59.
Now Lewis to throw on second down. Able to find Shaheen here. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Showing it. Showing it.
Off the toss, Cohen. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for second down.
Second and goal at the 10-yard line.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, Haywood.
Second and 10. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal?
Hey, Zoo. Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
Hey, that's what I do.
59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check. 59. Here we go, G. Get off the field. Shoot.
Lewis operating from the gun. Oh, and Lewis lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last run got 6. Now second and 4.
Check. 20. Check.
Here's Newton. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. Bust through the tackle. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Let's put that team on the bus. Hey! Slow. No. Watch the safety creep. 32, jet cover.
Saquon Barkley running right. There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Just beating the play clock is Newton. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
First down.
Set. 180. 58. Come on. Watch the out. Watch the out. I get it.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Gun. Here we go.
From the red zone now, Newton. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd and 10, Newton. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Gano now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
Come on, set. 10-2 saw. I got it. Single. Watch number 29. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Hey, Delta. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. I Fair. Fresno. Check.
To throw is Lewis. Looking to throw on second down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Matchbox lights. Hey, seam 6. 59 Mike. Check. 59. Ricky. Switch. Stone travel. Ready.
Looking to throw. Lewis under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Dancing to his left. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Ready. It's just me and you.
Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
28. Check 25. Express. 8. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. You ain't got nothing.
They fake the give. Newton steps away to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Ready.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Lewis now throwing to start the drive. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
I got you. I got you.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike the 59.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Watch the blood. Motion. Ball.
Ready?
2nd and 3. Looking deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Incomplete on the deep ball. Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Lewis trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Golden. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
and for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Good running from Barkley there on 1st down as he'll get forward for about 6 yards. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 37-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Crunch.
Newton. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the 1st.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Push him back. Push him back.
49, check 49, check 49. Great.
45 to Mike. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley. And that'll bring up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after you.
This one complete to Curtis Samuel. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ready? Left 80. Gun. Check. 45 to Mike. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Express. Banjo. 45. Mike, 40. Express. Defense wins championships, baby. 20.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Michael Pilardi now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Turn it up. Pick the edge. Go. Yeah.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Brian Burns. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Looking to throw. Lewis. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10.
Yep.
This is Cohen on the toss. Space to maneuver at the 40. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for Chicago.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Get it.
On first down, they go right back to Cohen. And this time the yards won't come so easy, as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. 10 Lobo.
56. They can't hang with us.
Go. Go.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. It's our time. It's our time, guys.
Hey.
56.
Deep rip. Deep rip.
Here's Lewis to throw on 2nd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Banjo. Banjo. Banjo.
Smooth.
Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch twist.
Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21.
Hey, Alpha.
Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21.
Ready, ready.
Now Lewis from the gun, he'll throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 38-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Zipper.
Lewis on 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq Thompson, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. On 2nd down, it's Cohen. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home.
To throw is Lewis. To throw on 3rd down. And Robinson with a big catch. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tariq Cohen, his 19th touchdown now on the season, and the Bears get a bit closer. extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 28-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Right there. Watch the run, watch the run.
Great, great, great.
Oh, the spin. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on third.
Could play an exotic coverage.
Here comes the me, it's me. 45's the mic, 45's the mic.
Great, great.
Out of the gun, Newton. Oh, nice move at midfield. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play there for the Panthers. 53 yards.
And a Panther first down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now a handoff looking right. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2. At the Bears, 6 yards.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a first and goal. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Great, great.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Tackle made there by Trayvon Howard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
Leo.
Deuce. Chance.
Go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's gonna be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Chicago. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Ready? Go, lady.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Let's get that ball. Let's get that ball.
Cam fakes the give and keeps it. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down.
First down, Panthers.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Hey, check 24.
Now a give right side. Barkley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Can't fight it. He lost the football. It's out. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Good job.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Saquon Barkley. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
That's right,
baby. They don't want it.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Now Graham Gano to try the Panther field goal. It's a 39-yard attempt, right hash. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And their lead will swell up to 28. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
They try again with Cohen. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Now they'll run it with Cohen. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready up.
Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Keep grip.
On 1st down, it's Cohen. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
90,
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And really, it looked at times like they just had this one in cruise control out there.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit because You and I both know, heck, they knew. This is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease, romped home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'd be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't it?
Well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part of it. Of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one didn't any fun for us.
Yeah, they took the drama out of this one pretty early on. So for Carolina, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.